Hey, did you know there's regulatory reporting requirements outside of the traditional quality management system requirements? And they just might apply to your operations. My name is Matthew Walker with Medical Device Academy, and I'm going to walk you through 506J and medical device shortage reporting. Depending on which authority has jurisdiction for the market you're in, these government entities are monitoring the availability of devices that they've deemed critical in response to the ongoing public health emergency related to COVID-19. In the United States, the US FDA has 506J reporting, which is a requirement under Section 506J of the Food, Drugs, and Cosmetics Act. What it is reporting of permanent discontinuance or interruptions in the manufacturing of certain medical devices that are deemed necessary to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. You can also find these blanket reporting requirements under Title 21 of the US Code of Law, Section 356J, which is discontinuance or interruption in the production of medical devices. I have Section 356J displayed on my screen now. And what this is a blanket requirement of reporting discontinuances and interruptions in manufacture for devices during public health emergencies, such as the one we're still in now. Now, who makes these reports to the FDA? The manufacturers of the devices. Now, what devices require 506J reporting? There's two criteria. First, critical devices for the public health emergency. Those include devices that are designed to support or sustain life, or used in emergency medical care, or during surgery. The other type of devices that require reporting are ones that the Secretary has deemed necessary to respond to that particular health emergency. The FDA has published a list of 506J related devices to the COVID-19 health emergency. A screenshot of that list should be on my screen now, and you can see that it's broken down by the type of device and the product code assigned to those devices. For example, if you look at hematology products, you'll see that the product codes DAP, GJS, GKR, JKS, GPA, and MVU are applicable. So if you manufacture one of those devices, what would require a 506J report is if you made the decision to permanently discontinue the manufacture of that specified critical device. Or if a disruption in manufacture is considered to be meaningful. And that is when the disruption in manufacture is going to affect the manufacturer's ability to meet the demand of the product. And in this case, it's medical devices related to COVID-19. It's PPE, it's respirators and ventilators, it's dialysis equipment, etc. Now, interruptions can be caused by things that are outside of the manufacturer's control. You can have a decrease in manufacturing capability, which you should have some control over, or it could be a sudden increase in demand for that device, which manufacturers likely won't be able to control. Just like with all types of regulatory reporting, there's timelines you need to adhere to. And the FDA would like to have 6 months notice in advance of a discontinuance or interruption. If you can't anticipate one, they require a report as soon as practicable, unless the meaningful disruption is going to be caused by an action that the manufacturer is taking. They give the example of halting production to investigate quality issues. But in those cases, the FDA requests that they're notified immediately. And during a disruption or discontinuance of a medical device, the FDA requires update reports at least every 6 weeks. And that's regardless whether the status of the situation has changed or not. Now, how do you submit a 506J report to the FDA? They give you a few options. You can use one of the web forms on the FDA website, or you can report via email directly to the FDA. The snapshot on my screen shows the web form buttons to make these reports. And you can either submit individual notifications, or if you have 506J reports for multiple devices, you can use the spreadsheet. Or even if you're not obligated to make a 506J report, if you want to make a voluntary report, there's a web form for that as well. Now on my screen, I'm showing you what the web form looks like that you would fill out making an actual 506J report. You can see they want identification information for both who is reporting, but also on the device the report concerns. But the other option is you can email a report directly to the email address displayed on my screen. They even request that the beginning of the email subject line is the word notification. However, email reports directly to the FDA require that manufacturers develop their own report to submit. The FDA has released guidance documents explaining what to do during a 506J report and some suggestions on what to include in a report. What Medical Device Academy has done has boiled all of that down into a set of work instructions, one for reporting to the FDA, one for reporting to Health Canada. And what these work instructions do is help the manufacturers walk through the decision-making process for reportability, as well as templates for creating these reports to submit. The work instruction for the FDA also includes a form that you can fill out directly that will be used as a template document for submitting a 506J report to the email address. It's designed so that the manufacturer just fills the template out and sends that directly to the FDA as their shortage report. So what happens after you've made a 506J report? Well, first of all, congratulations, you just avoided getting a failure to notify letter in a process that's very similar to a 483. In fact, it's addressed in the FDA's guidance document on what happens if you fail to fulfill your notification obligations. Now, Health Canada also has shortage reporting obligations, but these processes differ. Health Canada requires reporting of actual shortages or anticipated shortages of specified medical devices. And this reporting is in response to the second interim order respecting drugs, medical devices, and foods for special dietary purpose in relation to COVID-19. And this second interim order was issued by the Minister of Health on March 1st in 2021. So who makes shortage reports to Health Canada? Well, that's going to be both the manufacturers of the medical device and importers of medical devices. And in some cases, there's contingencies for distributors to make shortage reports. But what devices need to be reported to Health Canada? That would be a specified medical device, which is either one that's specifically set out in the list of specified medical devices, or other devices that are in the category of medical devices that are specified in the list. What I'm displaying on my screen now are the Class 1 medical devices that are specified devices under that second interim order. And you can see the Class 1 specified devices make up primarily personal protective equipment. masks, respirators, face shields, and gowns. And they have a list like this for each classification of device in Canada. Now, regulatory reports just wouldn't be regulatory reports if they didn't have timelines you had to adhere to. A manufacturer or importer would make a shortage report when there's both a shortage and that shortage is of a specified medical device. A shortage is specifically in relation to the device manufacturer, even though an importer may be making the shortage report. A shortage is when the manufacturer cannot meet the demand for the device or a component, accessory, or part of the specified device. Now, how do you make a shortage report to Health Canada? They have streamlined the process and reports are made using web forms on the Health Canada website. If you look at my screen, you can see there's two options. You can report a shortage and you can also report the end of a shortage. In the snapshot on my screen now, it shows that that shortage report is used both for initial shortage reports as well as update reports on the shortage. Some of the information collected is very similar to the same information the FDA requires for 506J reports. Health Canada wants to know the scope of the shortage. Is it a national issue or is it restricted to just a particular province or territory? But one of the differences is, unlike the FDA that works primarily in English, Canada requires a lot of their information to be submitted both in English and in French. But you'll report information like, is this a single-use product? What's the classification of the medical device? What are the identifiers or UDI numbers for the device? And even the medical device license numbers for particular device classifications. Now, when do you make a shortage report? If you did not anticipate the shortage, you have 5 business days after you become aware of it. If you do anticipate a shortage, you have 5 business days within the date that you anticipated there was going to be a shortage in the future. Now, there are no arbitrary update report requirements, but when new information becomes available, you have 2 business days to report that new information in an update report from the date you become aware of it. You also have 2 days to make an end of shortage report at the end of the shortage. Now that's for demand for the specified medical device or the component, accessory, or part that caused the shortage reporting to begin with. Now that has been a brief walkthrough of 506J reporting to the FDA and shortage reporting to Health Canada. If you've made it this far to the end, let me say thank you for sticking with me this long. And please hit the like button because it makes me feel better about myself. And for more information on the work instructions or the training we have available on this topic, feel free to visit us at our website at medicaldeviceacademy.com or the link provided in the description below. And please share this video with anyone you feel might benefit from it. This type of regulatory reporting is not included in the traditional quality system requirements like you have for adverse event reporting. This isn't in the QSR. 13485 doesn't address 506J reports, and it's not in the CMDR because this is coming from that second interim order from the Minister of Health. So it's entirely possible there's a large amount of manufacturers and importers that are simply unaware they have these reporting obligations. And because this is in response to a public health emergency that we're all sharing, please share this information so that we can all help maintain that supply of critical devices for the health emergency we're in. Thank you again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.